traveled a lot and I've seen a lot in this world. But when I met this gentleman, his thoughts and my thoughts, our vision to help people, not to hand out, but to hand up, to empower people, to alleviate people from poverty. It was like he was a brother from another mother. And I say to you this, I'm so proud to be associated with Sonny and Paul from FORUS. They had many opportunities before I came onto the table. They could have taken $500 million from someone and another $150 million from Standard Chartered Bank. But they didn't. And we were having a chat yesterday, the three of us, and they said to me, Ghefari, it was great that God did not let us take that money because someone else would have been controlling us. But here we are a team. We are working together to build something. And we are our bosses to help the people who need our help, to alleviate poverty, to help the orphans, to help the people who need our help. And without much ado, I call upon Mr. Sonny Fisher, a great man.
I hope to live up to that. My journey didn't start a couple of months ago. It started 9 years ago. 9 years ago, I sold my business and I was looking for something to do with my life. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to really see what I could do to utilize my talents to leave a mark on the world. That was 9 years ago. Over the last 9 years, I've traveled the world. I lived in the States, in the Caribbean. I traveled Europe, China. I went all over the world. I met with the biggest corporations in the world, the biggest banks, the JP Morgans, the Standard Charters, the Morgan Stanleys. I met with the biggest entertainment companies, media companies, cell phone companies, and I approached everybody with this idea where I said, we can end poverty. And not one person helped. 5 months ago, I got a call from another lunatic who jumped on a plane, and that's why we're standing here today. So, to Dr. Ghefari and the team, I can only say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. What is FORUS? FORUS is an acronym. It stands for free, open, real-time, ubiquitous, and secure. And 9 years ago, I knew that if I could pull off a banking platform that was free, open to everybody, could give people real-time settlement securely, we would be able to get everybody in the world who has a phone onto that platform. 9 years ago, smartphones were just introduced into the market. Something I'm no longer calling an ecosystem, I'm calling it the economy, the digital economy. You know, if you can't tell from my accent, I'm from South Africa. And, you know, in South Africa, we have an interesting history. You know, apartheid was something evil, and there were years in South Africa where we thought it could not be overcome. But through the work of a great man, Nelson Mandela, he never compromised. He was in jail for 27 years. And they offered to release him many times. And he said, on one condition, it's one man, one vote. And they said no. He said, I'll go back to prison. It's that level of commitment that it takes to achieve something. Nelson Mandela said, "It seems impossible until it's done." And we are going to end poverty because it is man-made. It is a man-made construct. And the way that we can overcome it is the same way that we overcame apartheid. And it's the same reason we're here today, because together we're stronger. The challenge is to create an inclusive economy where everybody can participate. There's absolutely no reason why there are 3.5 billion people in the world who don't have bank accounts, who don't have access to finance, and who have no hope. No hope of a better life for their children. What is the solution? Well, it's not simple, but it can be done, but you can't compromise. It needs 3 things if you want to get somebody out of poverty. Or even if you want to improve your own lot in life. Whatever you do, whether it's starting a business or studying, takes knowledge and money. And if you want to be in business, you need access to markets. And that's what so many people are excluded from. And this is a problem that's getting bigger and bigger. The 99.1% problem. The distance between those who have and those who do not is growing. And there are systemic reasons for it that can be fixed. So knowledge, access to markets, and access to capital. If you take one of those legs away, it's like the legs of a tripod stool. It'll fall over. So there can be no compromise. You need all of those. So our vision was to take technology, to take the blockchain technology, to take distributed ledger technology, and introduce smart money, smart education, smart commerce, and smart lending, all on a single digital platform that can then provide everything that's needed on people's mobile phones. But you cannot fix today's problems with yesterday's tools. So when I first started this 9 years ago, I was working with a bank, some of you might have heard of Barclays Bank, and I looked at they're still running mainframes, running COBOL. The credit card was invented in the 1950s. You can't solve the problems with these tools. You need a new approach. So what we did was I said to my team 9 years ago, let's create our own banking platform. How hard can it be? Take a couple of months. Well, it's 9 years later. And the reason it was such a challenge is because we had to create an entire platform. So we've created a platform with a whole lot of components. The first one for us, the Global Digital Exchange, is a blockchain that we've developed ourselves that is the fastest blockchain currently in production, and it will allow us to handle the global payments market. Visa and MasterCard currently do at peak about 10,000 transactions a second, and we've already exceeded that in our capacity. We're talking about one blockchain that not only does crypto payments, but that also allows us to distribute digital content, allows us to distribute real-time targeted advertising, and also allows us to optimize supply chains by storing inventory data in the cloud, and thereby opening up this technology to the world. The second component that we added was Mahala and Mahala TV. And what we've done there is we created an end-to-end digital e-commerce, advertising, and television platform. It's called Television of the Future because what it allows you to do is use your phone to scan off the TV screen and purchase directly off there. It is going to revolutionize advertising and e-commerce, and it also is going to revolutionize sales on social networks like Facebook. So with Mahala, what we've done is we've created a secure e-commerce platform that the smallest merchant can take an item, take a picture of it, upload it to the blockchain and sell it to anyone in the world, get paid and have it delivered. I mentioned the access to capital. Well, Cloudfunder is our solution for that. And what Cloudfunder is we like to say where the cloud meets the crowd. And it's a combination of a lending platform and crowdfunding. where we use the blockchain to manage the investments. It does smart lending, which allows us to lend money to startups and small businesses and manage and mitigate the risk so that it can be done on a profitable and sustainable basis. And this is something that we have been developing for many, many years. And it'll allow us to provide capital to people who have no chance of getting it. You know, it took me 9 years, and it took networkers to make my dream come true. But I can tell you right now, there are thousands of people out there with brilliant ideas that just need funding, that can alleviate electricity access, water access, agriculture, all of these projects. I've always said that you've got a better chance of being struck by lightning whilst buying the winning lottery ticket than you do getting your small business funded. And we have to change that. It shouldn't be as difficult as it is, and we found a better way. And the last component of it is For Real Exchange, which is our digital crypto exchange, where we will be trading all of the coins on our platform and providing liquidity. And let's talk a little bit about liquidity, because that's the key, right? If you compare the global volumes of Bitcoin today to what gets traded on the global Forex markets, it's insignificant. I think they trade $5 trillion a day on global capex. We need to get cryptocurrency to that kind of volume. And the way that we do it is through a combination of 3 coins. The Mahala coin, which is our investment coin, and the Mahala coins invest in all of the companies on the platform. So anybody who's buying a Mahala coin effectively becomes a shareholder in this whole digital economy. And our objective there is to give 100 million poor people Mahala shares so that they can accumulate capital themselves. And then what we do is we allow them to use those coins as collateral against loans. Because without that, it's very difficult. So it's a very, very important tool in creating that economic thrust that we need. The For Real coin is an interesting coin. It's all based on fiat currency. So it's not like JARG and Mahala. In every country that we enter into, we will be issuing For Real coins linked to that country's fiat currency. So what that means is, instead of having a bank account, you can just have a wallet. So if you're selling tomatoes on the side of the road, you can sell it in a currency that's familiar and that doesn't fluctuate. And what that does is it'll give us massive liquidity. The 3.5 billion people who will be trading on a daily basis on our platform, when we get that kind of scale, will be using this. And then there's the beautiful JARG, which provides the liquidity, the lending, the capital to small businesses. It's a jaguar, it's the tiger that's going to take down the corporates and help us take our power back. And when you put all of that together, you've got a community trading platform that everybody can participate on, where everybody's equal, where capital doesn't rule, where creativity, people, and the planet are things that count. Thank you so much.